Hey everybody, this is John. Welcome to the free video. Let's start off with the big news, overnight news. Aussie dollar got crushed when the Central Bank of Australia, I think it's RDA or RAD, something like that. My complete apologies to my Aussie friends that I may have just butchered that. But we have it got hammered here, and this essentially goes back to economic warfare. The country with the cheapest currency wins, and we're just getting a little too frothy there, so they kind of want to bring it a little bit down. So what does that mean, and how does that impact other markets? And the thing about this is, and I don't think what a lot of people understand is how this impacts like every market. So crude oil, okay, this is something that got whacked based on that and based on all the correlated relationships between currencies and equities and different things like that. And so even though a lot of times, like when we're doing a video on this, like, hey, this is what we're doing on Facebook, you kind of want to know what's going on in these bigger asset classes to kind of know how it's going to impact the stock market itself. And if we look at the spider stay, I mean, the spider stay had a tough time. They gapped down. They couldn't really hold on to things. And you can see here that we are forming a little bit of a topping pattern here. And a lot of this is going to be decided at this point, not by fundamentals, but by the correlated asset classes. And the fact that Australia came out and is waging war on its currency, all right, that does impact a lot of different things. And if the price of oil goes down, guess what? XLE, which is a large component of the S&P 500, gets whacked, and that's part of why it kind of came down today. So I think it's just critical to understand these relationships and to know what's going on there. Okay, and as we go into tomorrow, some of the things that I'm going to be looking at here are, well, let's just take a quick look. So here's some recent trades, and by the way, for again my Aussie friends, it's RBA. It is RB as in boy A, for that's there. So the as in Reserve Bank of Australia. So now I know like one trade here. If you guys know Roggy Horner, anytime I have a question on currencies, I always ask her, I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And right now she is focused on EURUSD and is focusing on the long side. And I was asking her today, like, all right, so what happened with the Australian dollar here? Is that good or bad for the euro dollar? And it's great because she's got all these different reference points. She can also just kind of say, hey, you know, go look at Euro Aussie and look what it's doing and how that's going to impact Euro dollar and all this kind of fun stuff, which is great. And so she's really, really good at these kind of correlations. And at the same time, she understands that, hey, if this is doing, you know, if this currency is doing X, then I need to buy gold or I need to sell the Dow and different things like that. And so she's really nailed all these correlations. So Roggy is going to be doing a class called the Confident Currency Trader this weekend. Now, this is kind of a misnomer because I actually don't think I'm going to be watching this class even though I don't trade a ton of currencies. I think the most important part of currencies is understanding why they're important and how they move and how their movement impacts other markets, you know, even stocks. Of course, aside from that, it's actually really nice being able to trade currencies, and you can do them through ETFs, you know, there's the different currency ETFs and stuff like that. So if you go to simplerforex.com/confident, you'll see the information here. So she's going to do a class this Saturday, May 7th from 1 to 5 Central, and then follow it up with a bonus for people who are interested, live trading May 10th and 11th from 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Central. She is a machine. So she's going to be going through a 4-hour class, how to pick specific trades from a buffet of markets, so you can always target the high probability setup. She does have a wide range of markets that she looks at. She has precise entry and exit rules for daily and weekly charts, so you can identify these larger trend opportunities in the currencies, futures, and stocks. And she also talks about how they tie in together, how to follow the money and exploit the intraday moves in the dollar, crude, Dow, and Nikkei, which are the main ones that she looks at. And I mean, the main thing I like about her stuff is it's very specific, you know, very step by step, very detailed in terms of risk management and exits. And then she's been doing this a long time, and she's just got little known tactics to take advantage of predictable time and price movement patterns. All right, so the Saturday class, $297. If you want to do the bonus live days of live trading days, it's just $497, and that includes this. If you can't attend live, that's okay. It will be recorded. This will kind of help you understand how the world works and how it comes together. All right, you guys have a good one, and we'll see you at the next update.